Okay, get ready for a story that sounds completely made up, but I promise you it is 100% true. We're talking about revolution, a brutal execution, and a survival story that just defies all logic. So let me ask you a question. Can a person actually survive their own execution? I mean, it sounds impossible, right? Like a riddle. But for one man, the answer was a shocking yes. The real question is, how on earth did he do it? All right, to really wrap our heads around this, we have to go right to the heart of the story, to probably the most terrifying moment of this guy's life. We're talking about the firing squad. Let's set the scene. The year is 1915. We're in Mexico, and the country is just being ripped apart by its revolution. It's pure chaos, total brutality. You never knew who was on what side. And let's just say justice was fast, and it usually came from a rifle. And right in the middle of all this, we meet our guy, a young soldier named Wenceslao Moguel. And well, he's just found himself in the absolute worst spot you can imagine. He's been captured by the other side, the government forces. You know, this wasn't a time for trials and lawyers. There was no judge, no jury, nothing like that. There was no chance to appeal. The sentence came down instantly, and it was final. Death. Just try to picture this. They stand him up against a wall, and in front of him, a line of 9 soldiers. That's 9 rifles, all pointed straight at him. 9. The commander gives the order. A single, deafening blast as 9 bullets hit him at once. He's just shredded. He collapses. But they're not done. To make absolutely sure, the commanding officer walks over, puts a pistol to his head, and delivers what they call the coup de grâce, the finishing shot. Right to the head. That's it. It has to be over. Right? So you're probably wondering, how did this young guy even end up here? Let's just quickly jump back a bit to see what led him to that wall. Look, Wenceslao Moguel wasn't anybody famous. He was just a regular soldier, fighting for his side in the revolution. But when the enemy, the government troops, captured him, they slapped the label traitor on him immediately. And like we said, back then, just being accused was enough to get you killed. And really, this is where his story should have ended. Just another name, another casualty in a brutal war, left for dead in a field. But that's not what happened. This is the exact moment the story goes from a sad historical note to something that is almost impossible to believe. So let's go back to that execution ground, because something incredible is about to unfold. Okay, so hours go by. It's dark now. A crew shows up to do the grim job of clearing away the bodies. Just another night's work for them. But as they're working, one of them just stops. He hears something he shouldn't be hearing. It's a faint groan, and it's coming from the pile of dead bodies. No way, right? They start looking around very carefully, and they find him. It's Wenceslao Moguel. He's covered in bullet wounds, he's got this awful hole in his face, but he is somehow, impossibly, still breathing. So the big question is how? How did he survive that? Well, it was a medical miracle, plain and simple. The odds are just astronomical. First off, those 9 rifle shots from the firing squad, incredibly, every single one missed a vital organ. But what about the headshot? That's the real kicker. The bullet hit his skull at the perfect angle to just glance off it. It went in, but then exited out through his cheek, completely missing the critical parts of his brain. Just unbelievable luck. Okay, so he survived, but what happens then? I mean, what kind of life do you even have after you've been, well, executed? This one event would, as you can imagine, define the entire rest of his life. Years go by, and Moguel becomes a bit of a living legend. He actually went on TV to tell his story, and he'd point to this huge scar on his face and say with a smile, "Here, the bullet went in and didn't kill me. Can you even imagine?" For the rest of his days, he was known by a nickname, El Fusilado. It literally translates to the executed one. Think about that. That was his title. It's a name that tells his whole impossible story in just a single phrase. This timeline really drives the point home. Look at this. He was executed in 1915, and he didn't die until 1976. He was 79 years old. He lived an entire full life after the day he was supposed to die. So what's the takeaway from a story like this? Well, it makes you think, doesn't it? There's this quote that feels perfect for him.
Death does not come if it is not permitted. His story is just this incredible testament to human resilience, to sheer dumb luck, and to that unbelievable deep down will to live, even when the odds are literally 1,000,000 to 1.